Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Ooni of Ife's wives who are ready to stay married to Ooni of Ife must take an oath never to return back to palace and never to trouble Queen Naomi again. Giesi family mandated wife gives them 7 days to think. Hey! Wahala don't come again, oh! When you think that you are strong, people will tell you that indeed they are stronger than you. It's not a small something, no. We are getting a report right now, yet again, that the Giesi ruling house have mandated the wife to think for 7 days and make a decision for those who are not ready to go through the divorce process, which the Giesi ruling house is going to, be in charge of right now. They must take an oath of orderliness, an oath never to trouble Olori Naomi again. Now, in the history of the Ooni of Ife, there was a man who is said to be married to, they said this man was married to, that is a king, okay, sorry, a king. They said this king was married to about 14 wives, okay? And so when they married the 14 wives, they keep conniving against the king. That is one Ooni of Ife in those days. They keep conniving against the king. Like the seventh, from the seventh wife to the 14th wife, they kept conniving against the king. And they have laws that favors women in Ile-Ife, especially royal wives, okay? And because they knew that those laws were there, they keep conniving against the king. So one day, the king was actually very weak. He was not able, at some point, he was able to control the vices of his wives. So one day, they now asked the most troublesome ones to leave, and they said they were not going to leave. And they gave them an option. You either leave or you take an oath of orderliness. So right now, they have presented the same oath to these Oloris. Two options. It's either you leave the Ooni of Ife or you take an oath of orderliness. If you're going to stay in the palace, there will be orderliness. You live decently. You will not bring problem upon the life of the Ooni of Ife. You will not bring problem upon the life of other Oloris. And right now, they are saying that for those women who are ready to stay in the life of the Ooni of Ife, they'll go ahead and take this oath. If you refuse to take this oath, it therefore means that you are not ready to be in the life of the Ooni of Ife. You will be forcing them to put you out. They are making all the traditional arrangements to put the Oloris out, especially those who are not ready to stay. So they have given the wives to the Ooni of Ife 7 days to go ahead and think about the decision they are about to make, if they want to stay with the Ooni of Ife or not. And nobody is forcing them to stay, and nobody is actually forcing them to leave. If you are going to stay, you will take an oath. And if you go contrary to the oath that you have taken, like you are buying forever, that one, they are not no mercy, because the kind of trouble we had that the Ooni of Ife has gone through is something that they never, from what the elders are saying, they never thought that things would get this bad, but things have actually gone really, really bad. So we have heard that the wives are crying and saying that they are not going anywhere, that was not the agreement they had with the Ooni of Ife. They say one of the wives that are giving that problem, as in so much problem now, is Ikpi, Bloblo. And so they say basically Ikpi and Bloblo are the ones who are giving this problem. And you do know that Oletik also is giving a lot of problem because she has children for the Ooni of Ife. Now, Oletik, her own wahala is even double, because originally they said the Ooni of Ife had asked her to move and go and stay in her family place for the time being, like until he feels okay to bring her back to the palace. Now, for Letik, we know what happened. Ooni of Ife suspected that she had something to do with sending the passport to Olori Naomi. And then, even though she said she has nothing to do with it, that it was Ikpe, Ikpe is saying that she's not the one, that it was Oletik. So it's between Ikpe and Oletik, one person knows who sent the passport. So these people are actually in big trouble, even with the Ooni of Ife before the Giesi ruling house. But they are saying that no matter what, whether you have given birth to triplet or not, you will go to where Kabiyesi wants you to go to. If Kabiyesi says he wants you to stay in the palace, you will stay. Because this authority, they said it was Kabiyesi who mandated the Giesi ruling house to come to his aid, to come and help him, that he was overpowered with the event of things happening in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. So right now they said they are going to take an oath to stay quiet and mind their business as wives to the Ooni of Ife, and leave Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo alone. If they are going to, that is for the ones who are ready to move into the Olori quarters and still bear that name. Ogunse, if you are ready, you and to move into that house, they said that you must take an oath that you'll be quiet and that you will stop troubling Olori Naomi. Now, Giesi family house, they had no choice but to come out and do this, because at the end of the day, if anything goes wrong with the throne, it will affect them a great deal. They have monitored the event. From what they say, the elder statesman was saying that they have monitored the event for over 2 years now, that it's not been pleasing to them, that they are seeing that these women are overwhelming the lion of Ile-Ife, that's the Ooni of Ife. They spoke so nicely about the Ooni of Ife, but his greatest weakness is his heart. He has a very good heart, and he does not, Ooni of Ife is not one who will go and begin to, flex muscles with women. And the women have leverage on that opportunity to undermine his authority in so many ways. And so they said that is why the Giesi ruling house have come out. They have seen that, of course, they need to do something about the situation, and it's exactly what they are doing right now to ensure that they are on top of the game, to ensure that nothing goes, that wrong with the throne of Oduduwa that is in their hand right now. This is what we are hearing. They say the wives are wailing, the wives are crying. The wives are very, very uncomfortable over this decision that is coming from the Giesi ruling house. So if this information is true, this is what is going on. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you guys so much. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.